Hello everyone. I know it's been a while. Literally, college has been so busy this week. And we're literally, like, like when you're at school or uni or even work, where like, even though you've got a lot of work, like, you're pacing through it, like, you're like, oh, I'll be fine. Then all of a sudden one day, like, another whole pile of work just gets set, and then you're like, fuck, now I can't enjoy my life until it's all done. And like, I literally like couldn't sleep because I was like, oh, I know how much I've got to do today and tomorrow. But I thought today, instead of me just chatting random shit, because I feel like no one really wants to hear it, basically I made a list of shows that I've seen over the years, and I thought I would do like little theatre reviews of stuff that I've seen. So I'll just go through all of my list, and then we'll see how far we get. I don't want to make this video too long because realistically people are probably going to watch like 2 minutes and then get bored. So I think one of the first shows I saw was Oliver. I don't remember it because I was about 6, but all I remember is I know the restaurant that I went to beforehand, obviously because it's food, but I don't remember it. I don't remember Oliver itself, but I don't think it was that bad. I've seen 42nd Street twice. By the way, Oliver I saw in Cardiff. 42nd Street I've seen twice, both in Cardiff. The first time I saw it I was about 7, and even though at the time I didn't really get the plot, like, it was the thing, one of the shows that made me like really invested in theatre and really made me think, oh, like, I actually, like, even at the age of 7 I was like, oh, this is actually something that I want to do, like, not tap because I can't tap, but like performing in general. So I did enjoy it. And the second time I saw it, I actually did really enjoy it, but at the same time I wouldn't be upset if I never saw it again. Like, it was great and I would see it again, but I also wouldn't care if I didn't see it again. Mary Poppins I've seen twice in Cardiff. I was like 6 or 7. I don't really remember it. So the thing is, sometimes I just get really random memories. Like, I don't remember watching the show, but I remember buying my Practically Perfect sun hat and then standing in the queue to go to the bathroom in the interval. Like, I remember that, but I don't remember the actual show. Oh wait, I've missed one. Oh no, I haven't. But with Mary Poppins, obviously I then saw it in London like a couple of years ago. And here's the thing, I love Mary Poppins, I love the music, I love the style of the show. However, some of the scenes, especially like the scenes in the bank, I did low-key nod off to sleep. Like, I love Mary Popsicles, don't get me wrong, but I did fall asleep in a few scenes. However, I like it enough that I would like to see it again. Like, when it came on tour this year, I was devastated that it didn't come to Cardiff because I actually really wanted to see it, despite the fact that I literally fell asleep in like 4 of the scenes. But again, I don't know if that was because it was boring or whether I was just tired when I saw it. Joseph and the Technicolor Chungo, I've seen it like 4 or 5 times because my mum loves it, all of which were in Cardiff. And I also saw it on an RS trip at school and I hated it. Like, I actually think it's so boring. Like, I think this is the first show that I genuinely have hated. I remember this one time I was really ill, and I was actually really glad to be ill because it meant that I had to leave halfway through the show because I didn't feel very well, and I was so relieved. Like, it's the first show that, like, when I've had the programme, I've actually counted to see how many songs I have left till it ends, because I find it so boring. Like, it's so boring. Like, I just, no thank you. Next, Les Mis. I've seen it twice. Saw it once in December 2019 and then once in like 2021, I believe. Here's the thing about Les Mis. I think the music is great. I think the music is really beautiful. However, because the story is depressing, I find it difficult to listen to all in one go, especially because there's no dialogue. Like, and I just find Les Mis so monotonal. Like, either speak or sing. I hate the singy speaky bits. Like, it literally does my head in, and it's just so repetitive the whole way through. Like, my name is Jean Valjean 24601, and it's the same the whole. It's the same like tune the whole way through, and I'm just like, no, I'm bored now. And so there's no dialogue, and it's sad the whole way through. I'm like, no. The only song I like is Master of the House. That's it. And the finale, because it's finished. When I saw it in 2019, there was a fire. So one of the ensemble members, when they were walking across the barricade, they had like a fire torch and they tripped, and it actually like Loki set the set on fire. I thought, oh my god, they're gonna close the show, we're gonna have to go home. Nope. They literally put out the fire in like 5 minutes, and then the curtains came back up, and I was like, fuck's sake, Loki didn't want to see that. I wanted to go home, but I felt bad because it was a birthday present, and I saw in the card and he was like, you've got a ticket to Les Mis, and I was like, oh, thanks. And this is why I hate opening gifts in front of people, because I cannot pretend if I like something. Like, you will know if I hate something. So that was another one where I was counting how many songs I had left because I was bored. Lion King, saw it in London, absolutely incredible. I cried, I loved it, the music was great. Only thing I wish was that I wished that they included the morning report in it. I really wanted the morning report in there. Also, I know because it was a school night, so that's why they've done it, but I actually really wish I could have seen the children like in the bows. But obviously, on a school day, I know that they're not allowed to. So I saw Aladdin a few years back in Cardiff. I mean, some of the music was okay. Like, I really enjoyed Friend Like Me, but I just thought the acting was so boring. Not that the actors were bad, but I just thought the script was a bit, like, it was a bit boring. I also saw Annie in Cardiff, not bad. Like, Bit Like 42nd Street is really good. However, if I have to sit again, great. If I don't sit again, also don't care. Anything Goes. I love the soundtrack to it. I saw it in London. Some of it I was like, okay, great, but some of it was really boring, and I was like, oh. And this is the disappointing thing when you really like a soundtrack and then you go to the actual musical and then it's not the same, or it's a bit boring. I'm like, oh, now it's kind of ruined the soundtrack for me. Well, it hasn't really ruined the soundtrack for me, but like some shows I'm like, oh, like I feel bad that I hated it because I like the soundtrack, so why did I hate the show? But I didn't hate it actually. It was alright. Like, if someone asked me to see it, I'd be like, okay. However, I wouldn't choose to see this a second time. I've seen Hairspray 3 times, Cardiff, then London, then Cardiff. Literally, I love it. It's such an important musical. Like, I know people like it because it's upbeat, but it's also a very important musical because of the topics that it covers, and I literally cry every single time. Like, I don't know if anyone has watched it, but if you know the songs I Know Where I've Been and Big Blonde and Beautiful, I literally cry every time. I find it so emotional. But manifesting one day that I'm Penny in Hairspray the musical. Manifesting. There was a time where I wanted to be Mary Poppins and be Mary Poppins, and this is a shame. This is what's a shame about Mary Poppins, is that I feel like I have the vocal type of Mary Poppins, and her humour is actually my humour, but I can't tap dance, so that's me. Well and truly, country boy, I love you. Sorry, I hope someone got that fine reference. I'm embarrassing myself. Sister Act. Saw it in London. It was really good. The voices were incredible. Lizzie B and Alexandra Burke were really fab. However, again, there were a couple of scenes where I was like, oh, I kind of got bored, but oh my god, there was a couple in front of me, and they were drunk, and they kept getting up and going to the toilet, then coming back, getting up. Oh, it was just so annoying. I'm like, oh my god. And this has happened also in other shows that I've seen, where people come in halfway through and I have to get it from my seat. What about the days when people weren't allowed in? If they were late, they weren't allowed in until the interval. Because I'm like, it really pisses me off. Like, I want to enjoy the show and now I have to get up just for you. Matilda. Again, manifesting that I'm Miss Honey one day. Manifesting. I've seen it in Cardiff. I want to see it in the West End so bad. I love it. It literally heals my inner child. I think it's great. Like, don't get me wrong, like, it's probably not the best soundtrack I've heard. Like, there probably are better soundtracks, musical wise. But like, I just think it's so simple. It's so lovely, and I just think the story, like, I have to see it again. Like, I just 10 out of 10 love it. I think it helps because I love the film. Also, flex. Basically, anything that's Roald Dahl, I like to flex, especially that and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, because Roald Dahl, I know he kind of was like of like Norwegian Scandinavian descent. However, he was born in Wales, and his house used to be, so my school used to be his house. Like, my old school used to be his house, which I think is like really cute, and it's a flex. And also, the school that I went to was part of like a group or a company, and I went to the same group of schools as Mary Berry, Romeo Beckham's ex-girlfriend Mira, Olivia Colman, Miriam Margolyes, and Helena Bonham Carter. So, Wicked I've seen 3 times. Cardiff, London, Cardiff. Literally amazing. Like, oh. Again, manifesting Glinda. Wait, I think there's someone coming downstairs. I think the story is really great. I think it's really beautiful. But like, even though some of the story is sad, like, there's so much comedy in it, and oh my god, Glinda's comedic timing is just out of this world. And here's the thing, like, I feel like most people are either an Alpha or a Glinda. I feel like I'm a Glinda in the sense that I love pink. I'm definitely a soprano, and I feel like sometimes her personality is me. However, Alpha, I feel like I have her feelings and I have her emotions, and I've also experienced some of the experiences that she's had. So I'm like, I feel both. But I love Wicked, and I would see it again. Oh my god, Oklahoma, I saw in London. It was shit. Don't see it. It was so bad. It was so bad. Like, it was boring. Yeah, it was boring. And also, they had the lights on the whole time. I'm like, babe, I'm not in like my year 6 assembly. Turn the lights down, please. Chicago, I've seen Cardiff, and I loved. And I'd see it again. Although, on topic of Chicago, I think my end of year musical is Chicago, and that worries me because it's very dancey and very stylized, and that is not me. So what am I gonna be? Like, Seldor #1. Also, what worries me is last year we did Bad Girls musical and we used crates, and I have really bad arm strength, and I was really bad at it, and I fucked it up, and basically, I'm not gonna lie, probably every single person hated me, the teacher hated me, and it literally ruined my whole experience of the show. And if we have crates again, I'm literally gonna, I don't think I can do this show. Heathers, I mean, it was good, and I listen to the soundtrack sometimes, but I don't think I'd see it again. 6, I saw it in Cardiff. I absolutely loved it. And what I love about it is it's only an hour and 15, which means literally by like 8:30, 8:45, you're finished. I'm like, brilliant. Hadestown, I saw it in London. Some of the music was good, didn't really get it though. And the song Wait For Me really got on my nerves after a while. Mrs. Doubtfire in London, really enjoyed, loved it. There were bits that were emotional, but also bits that were really hilarious. Loved it, easy watch, would see it again. Wizard of Oz, I saw in London when I was like 10. Don't really remember it, but I think it was good. Mamma Mia, I've seen in Cardiff and London, it was very good. And especially Donna, oh my god, her vocals were just out of this world, like they were so amazing. We Will Rock You, I saw when I was like 5, no lying, I saw it when I was 7. I remember the dress I wore, it was grey and white, and I think I wore white sandals, and I think I went to Pizza Hut beforehand, but I don't actually really remember the show itself other than Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm seeing Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe in February in Cardiff, so I hope that's good. So I haven't actually seen a play really before. I've seen Romeo and Juliet, which was shit, in like the RSC because it was like a modern version, but other than that, like I've never seen a play, so this will be interesting. But I enjoyed the films, so I'm hoping it'll be good. Hamilton, oh my god, it was so boring. Again, another one that I was counting down how many songs I had left, but I was really annoyed though. Right, number one, I think I found it boring because there was no dialogue, and so because there was some really boring songs that I kind of found a bit irrelevant, and because they were boring and then there was no speaking in between to like make me really in interest, when there was something interesting happening, I then didn't even care. Like I'd lost all the interest, that I couldn't get the interest back. Like at the end, when Philip dies, I was like, okay. I was just so bored that I'd like lost all emotion and care. But it's because the thing is, I actually listen to the Hamilton soundtrack quite often. However, I listen to like 20 songs and then the other songs I'm like, don't care about. Because I really enjoy this, there was 20 songs, I just assumed that I'd like the show. But also, some of the singing was a bit sketchy. And I don't usually say that. I saw Alf in the ICC Theatre in Cardiff, and here's the thing. It was a bit pantsy, but I was like, I kind of get it, like that's the kind of vibe of the show. However, oh my god, the theatre etiquette was so bad. Like, people were taking their shoes and socks off. People were like clapping through scenes and through songs. People were on their phone playing games, like having phone calls, fighting with their siblings. I'm like, this isn't like a £10 like Punch and Judy or whatever it's called, like little seaside puppet show. Like we still paid like 50-60 quid for this ticket, and like the theatre etiquette was so bad. I'm like, just because we're not in like a proper theatre venue, this is more of like a convention centre, doesn't mean you don't treat it like a show. Like, this was still the UK tour, and these poor people, like poor Jovi trying to sing her little song about how Alf didn't come on the date with her, and then people were clapping through the song. I'm like, no babe, it's not the time. It's not the time. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the theatre reviews. I just thought I'd give you something a bit more interesting than just listening to me rant about my day. So yeah, hope you guys find a good weekend. Yeah, peace.